course, welcome back to our discussion regarding global politics, sociology, and also the matters affecting us as a country, and also the global East. And in this case, we're talking about the Middle East. Middle East consists of the Israel, Iran, and the US, where we have the ongoing conflicts in the Middle East. As I earlier said, that Middle East consists of Iran, that is Dubai. We have Iraq. We also have other countries that lies on the eastern side of the global map. So today we are talking about the war, escalation of the war, the Iran and Israel war, with a shadow hand, which is the US, United States of America. So today, as is on Thursday, the conflicts involving Israel, Iran, and the US has reached a critical flashpoint whereby it is affecting, it is going to affect the whole of the world, which is depending on the oil. Now, as far as the war is concerned, we understand that the key interest of the war is oil and critical assets that are around in Iraq, Iran, and also the countries that are on the global east. We've seen people being evacuated. We've seen people being bombed, buildings being bombed, property worth millions and billions of dollars being destroyed. Now, there is a high-level assassination whereby Israel claims that it has killed Commodore Alireza Tagsiri. This is the head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards, that is IRGC party, Navy, in an overnight strike. Tagsiri was the key official overseeing the Strait of Hormuz. Remember, the Strait of Hormuz is a channel whereby the global world depend on or the oil from which is getting from the world is usually passes through the Strait of Hormuz, and without it, then it simply means that the fuel prices are going to go high, going to shoot high, going to skyrocket, meaning that the cost of living, of course, is going to be affected, and that, of course, means that people and the living standards of people is going to go down, meaning that even transport, remember, each and everything depends on oil. The Strait of Hormuz is a waterway between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. On the north coast lies Iran, and the south coast lies the Musandam Peninsula, shared by the United Arab Emirates, that is the UAE, and the Musandam Governorate, and an exclave of Oman. Simply means that without this Strait of Hormuz, where we have the UAE, we have Iran, we have Oman. Remember, in history, we learn about the Oman rule, the Omani. This simply means that people controlling this channel, they are so powerful such that they cannot be easily swayed by the local politics. These are people that are usually or global leaders, including Trump, including Putin, including the late Ali Khamenei. So it has been reported that their leader, the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Navy, who is the leader, that is Commodore, was assassinated. And also the Strait of Hormuz crisis. There are regional tensions which have effectively buckled the world's energy safety net in response to supply fears. India reported it has secured 6 days of oil stocks, while other nations are scrambling to stabilize fuel imports. So in Kenya, because I'm based in Kenya, whereby we've seen the local fuel LPG companies, suppliers, they are saying that the demand is so high, but the supply is very low. Simply means that the government should buckle its belts and bore more holes on the belts, because as far as the war is still continuing, then simply means that the price is going to skyrocket. So there are also diplomatic standoff. Iran has officially dismissed a US ceasefire plan. Remember, the US was trying to control it, trying to say that Iran should surrender. And as far as Iran is concerned, remember Iran, the supreme leader, which was Ali Khamenei, was assassinated in the ballistics missiles, and Iran, because Iran they were in Ramadan, so they did not want to relent. So as far as that war is concerned, they are saying that they are not going to surrender to the US ceasefire plan, issuing its own counter demands. Meanwhile, the G7 foreign ministers, that is including India's Jain Shakar, are meeting in France to coordinate efforts to keep international shipping lanes open. Let's look about Africa. Remember, Africa, yes, it is rich, but it is paradoxically peripheral placed at the zone of Africa and the global map. Then it means that Africa, as far as it is rich, but it still goes in wars. We are still in wars, and we cannot supply ourselves with fuel because of wars, embezzlement of funds, and corruption. So we depend on these lanes. We depend on these lanes so that fuel can be transported through the Strait of Hormuz. So there are this diplomatic standoff, meaning that we need the problem must be expedited, and a panacea must be found as soon as possible. And we have the United Nations, which is a historical repatriations vote. It passed historic reparations vote. Remember, after 1945, when Germany under Hitler, the ones which were gunned themselves were 100,000 soldiers. This time Hitler was hit by sanctions, such that he was not supposed to multiply his army, but he went ahead and multiplied the army. So there were sanctions that are placed under Germany, and this means that these sanctions are still up to date. They still exist between one country to another. That's why Putin, as far as Russia is concerned, Putin was as far as the missile, the use of these missile weapons was not supposed to be orchestrated by countries, so many countries, and this rule was stipulated by the US country. So there are still rules that the United Nations still stipulate up to date, and the United Nations General Assembly adopted a landmark resolution declaring the transatlantic slave trade the gravest crime against humanity. Remember, in history we had the transatlantic trade, which is also referred to as a triangular trade, which involved Africa. We had North America, and the Southern America. It formed a kind of a triangle whereby slaves from Africa, they were taken through the transatlantic ocean, whereby they were being taken to South America and the Northern America, whereby they were supposed to work as laborers, while they were acting as a proletariat, as far as this scholar Karl Marx dubbed them, and they were working under the bourgeoisies, and they were referred to as the serfs, who are the workers now. Remember, these slaves were taken from Africa, and it was the gravest inhumane activity. And to date, the United Nations is now the time that they are realizing that it was inhumane taking these slaves from Africa to the Americas. And the resolution urges for reparatory justice and reparations to address historical wrongs. whereby they're trying to correct the historical issues that happened in Africa. And it is worth noting that Africans are also humans, and it is a very courageous move that the United Nations has passed this vote, whereby they are saying that they are going to let me say, to pay these people who were taken as slaves from Africa to the Americas. Applause erupted in the hall as delegates from around the world affirmed the need for concrete steps to remedy the enduring systemic consequences of slavery. And that simply means that to date, there is still slave trade, but slave trade of today's of to date of the hitherto means that it is not that it is as different it's not that different from the past slave trade, whereby nowadays we are workers, but we work like machines, meaning we are still slaves. And we also rely on handouts and documents that have been they are shelved in cabinets, which were used by other people. That is, for example, the education system, and so on and so forth. Then we have the U.S. politics and domestic crisis, government shutdown. Remember, go back to some video that I did some time back, whereby I was talking about government shutdown. The U.S. government shutdown has reached 40 days, the longest in history. Pressure is mounting as the Senate prepares to vote on a Republican proposal to fund the TSA and Departmental of Homeland Security to alleviate travel disruptions. So remember, this is still a problem, whereby the government operations have been shut down for all that time, 40 days. Just imagine. Then you have big tech liability. In a landmark legal development, a jury found Meta and YouTube liable in a high-profile case involving youth addiction to social media platforms. But what about if I pose this question to you as a viewer, whereby you say that we cannot live without social media, we cannot live without internet. Just imagine a world without internet, a world without social media. Then where will we get this knowledge to enlighten ourselves? That is why even in the social centuries we're talking about the Enlightenment period, the Enlightenment epoch, whereby we acquire knowledge. Each and every day we acquire knowledge from this social media and YouTube, and also Meta, that is X. You also have energy shock, whereby markets are volatile as traders focus on the Iranian talks. German consumer confidence has plummeted to a 2-year low due to inflation, fears driven by soaring energy prices. As far as that is Strait of Hormuz, that is affecting the Strait of Hormuz, which is existing between the Oman, Israel, Iran, Iraq, all these countries just surrounding the Strait of Hormuz, whereby all this oil, gallons and gallons of oil, passes through to Africa and other parts of the world, as far as history is concerned. So, how can we make another canal whereby we can be able to pass this oil to other parts of the world? Because without oil, then it means that there's no electricity, there is no movement, there is no meaning the living standards are going to rise, because they depend on oil. That is LPG, liquid petroleum gas. And this means that global economy is going to be affected, and also the environment. And of course, if the oil goes up, then it means that the rate of inflation is going to rise, because it means that there will be a lot of money being supplied to the environment. That is it. Keep you updated to the current news, current topics, and also the current ideas. And as far as that is concerned, we're going to see the paradigm shift and the kind of shape these wars are going to take. Remember, even in Ukraine, it was supposed to take 1 week.
but still this is still going on. So it means that the world leaders need to sit down and settle the course. Yeah, thank you. See you next time.